from clarkwitz.com. This is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 118. I am Chris.
And I'm Steve, and I'm a little hurtin'.
Hurtin' for smirtin'?
No.
For a smurfin'? Ooh. Do you think anybody's ever been hurtin' for a smurfin'? I mean, aside from Papa Smurf?
See, the thing is, the Smurfs used smurfing as, any sort of...
They did, yeah.
Any sort of verb that you could think of.
Right. So smurfing in that case could mean anything, not just fucking.
Right. Could be like, I'm going to go smurf today, which means I'm going to go, surf.
Yeah, I'm gonna
smurf
surf.
board.
I'm gonna my Smurf board. I'm gonna smurf the internet, which would mean something totally different if your brain was like mine and you just imagining Smurfette pegging Papa Smurf, which is what I was just imagining. With a oh my god, this is gonna be a great segue. I can tell you right now, I am the best at segues, Steve. I don't know if you know. Nobody respects segways more than I respect segways.
All right, just do it.
So she's pegging him with a mushroom dildo.
They live in mushrooms. That would be way too big.
There's not like tiny little mushrooms within the mushrooms. It's mushrooms all the way down, Steve.
Okay.
All right, here's the segue.
What is the segue? Isn't a segue one of those devices where you?
No, that's the Smurf. I was smurfing on my Segway. On my Smurf way. No, Steve. So you were watching, when I arrived today, you were watching the New England Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills, assuming something crazy didn't happen in the last 4 minutes or so.
No, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
They were at the 2 minute warning.
And they were up by 24 points.
Yeah.
Assuming something crazy didn't happen, the Patriots were on their way to beating the Buffalo Bills. Were you watching at the point in the game when a Buffalo Bills fan threw a dildo onto the field?
No.
No, I didn't know what it was at the time. Something the Patriots are down by the goal line. I think this was right before one of their scores. And something came onto the field that the commentators initially mistook for a flag. but as they were saying that, I was saying that's not yellow. I don't know what that is, but it's not yellow. And then the camera cut away, and then as I was getting ready to come over here, I checked Twitter, and the consensus was that was a dildo. So I ask you this, Steve: who brings a dildo into a sports stadium?
A Buffalo Bills fan. What
What
else do they have to do besides be really fucking cold, eat hot wings, and then try to fuck themselves at the game with a dildo?
I don't know. I mean, are they Smurfs up there in Buffalo?
Why? Because they might turn
they're
blue.
So cold they turn blue.
Yeah, maybe,
or their balls turn blue at least. Is that where Smurfs come from? From blue balls? I'm sorry.
There's so many.
You told me before the show started there was a chance you might fall asleep. So I'm just trying to aggravate you enough to keep you awake for 60 minutes.
The trick is, aggravating's not going to help me. It's just going to make me look at you and not say anything, which doesn't help the show at all.
All right. Well, a fucking dildo. I mean, don't they check purses and bags and whatnot when you go into those
maybe he
things?
had it stuck, I'm assuming maybe it's a man. I'm assuming it's a man, and I'm sorry, because I guess men are the only ones that are shitty, right?
I guess.
They might have stuck it up an orifice.
Okay, all right.
And unless they're doing a complete body scan like they do at the airport.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe, I don't know.
When we were coming back from Chicago, I had to go through one of those, and I did not want to.
Yeah. Did they find anything?
No.
Yeah. Nothing up. Nothing
up my butt. A watch up my butt.
I don't know if I've ever had to go through one of those. I think in the time that they've had them, I've only flown once, and in that time, we somehow ended up just going through either the standard one. This was, I think, the only time I've flown since those were kind of a regular thing was when we went to Disney World a couple years ago. And I think we just went through the standard detector, or we might have not even gone through, because I had kids, probably. They're not going to put kids through that.
Well, I don't know, the Allah Akbars of the world, they might just bring children along just to to blow up a plane
just
or
to
something
put
like
bombs in their shoes, bombs in their little fluffy bunny slippers.
Right.
See, does my child really have to take her fluffy bunny slippers off?
They'll
Come
be like,
on.
"Oh no, don't worry about it." And then that's how they get us. You know, we need to be fearful of everyone constantly because everyone's trying to kill us because they hate our country.
But only for 9 more days, Steve, because in 9 days or however many days it's going to be, we will officially elect President Trump, and he will
fix everything.
Everything, because nobody is better at solving things than me.
Yep. Than you. Are you him?
I was doing my Donald Trump impression. Wait, no. First, you got to do like the OK symbol with your fingers. I was hearing somebody talk about this the other day. I think you kind of do like half an OK symbol, but then your 3 other fingers kind of have to.
In other countries that means asshole.
Appropriate. So you do the asshole symbol, yeah, and you just kind of. I am the best at everything, Steve. I can't even do it. The man sickens me. So
you sound just like him.
I can't listen to him enough to make an impression. But I am afraid of voting against him just yet.
What? Why?
I'm gonna tell you, Steve.
Wow, are you torn now?
Am I torn? No, I'm not torn.
Did Crooked Hillary
Crooked Hillary and her emails that aren't really her emails but came from a wiener instead?
I like Anthony Weiner. Dude just wants to get his dick wet. Just let him fucking do it.
Wait, just let him fucking do it, or just let him fuck and do it?
Yes, and yes.
No, it's not that. And it's not that I suddenly started seeing Stein
Susan?
Baraka signs up all around Chelmsford Center today. No. What's got me afraid?
Stein Baraka?
Stein Baraka. Well, Jill Stein and whatever Baraka is her running mate.
Oh, good.
It's not that. It's this. I see the signs telling people that they can go and do early voting at town hall, and I believe this strongly with the 100% of my heart and soul that early voting is a scheme by Donald Trump to get us to all throw our votes away. That basically, if we go in an early vote, then that is a vote that's not going to be counted through some rigmarole that Donald Trump has set up, and that's how he's going to win the election. That's basically what I've decided.
So you are going to stand in a line on election day and vote?
Yeah, I am not going anywhere near early voting because I want my vote to count. That is a paranoid delusion that I've been having over the last week. I see it and I'm like, you know what? I have a big problem with when I'm going to go vote on election day because there's part of the day that I'm supposed to be watching my kids, part of the day I'm supposed to be working, part of the day I'm supposed to be doing my teaching. When am I supposed to fit voting in? So early voting.
That's why. Like I'm gonna put you on hold for a second. That is why it should be a national holiday. And when there's state and local elections, it should be a statewide holiday. I'm saying this because we need to at least say to the American people, we want you to vote if you want to. You don't have to.
Right.
We're not going to force you. If you want a fucking day off where you do nothing, go for it. But if you want to be part of the fucking republic, remember that we're a republic. We are not a fucking democracy.
Yeah.
You want to be part of the republic, then fucking go out there and fucking vote.
I think you raise a good point, except that I would still want to work that day because the job I'm working that day is paid by the hour, and I don't know where I would make up those hours, and I need the money.
Right. That's why they need to pay everybody, like every business everywhere, except for the fucking place, except for the town halls and city halls and wherever else, polling stations. But they're not going to have to worry about voting because if they live in the town that they're working,
they're all good. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that this notion of being afraid of early voting is like on a scale of 1 to you're fucking ridiculous? How paranoid?
It's not. It makes sense. It's not like a tinfoil hat kind of thing. It does seem like. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I'm going to vote on election day too. I'm not going to do the early voting. I don't even know when my town is having it. So I have to, and it would. we're so close anyways.
Right.
I'm just gonna do it on the day. And luckily, there's a bus stop like for the bus that I take into the city.
Right by your polling
where
place.
my polling place is. So, plan is to have Becky drop me off in the morning, and then I'll vote, and then get on the next bus.
Yeah. I mean, my parents were the ones to ask me about it. And my mother asked me because the signs are up all over the center of Chelmsford. They've got signs that earlier in the year they were using to tell us about the water restriction level. They've got these signs that are just everywhere, and now they're programmed to tell you about early voting. So my mother asked me about it, and then my dad asked me. And of course, that was a tense moment because I was wondering if my dad was going to say, "Yeah, you don't really want to vote, do you?" Because of course he probably has a strong inclination about who I'll vote for, and I don't think that my dad would try to disenfranchise me in that way. But he might. I was worried it was going to turn into a why I should vote for Gary Johnson thing. Although my dad has not professed that, it's my uncle that's professed his support for Gary Johnson. I was worried.
I'm glad that your uncle is supporting that Gary Johnson as opposed to Trump. As much as they're both fucking crazy idiots, in my opinion, crazy idiots.
Right.
I think Gary Johnson has very slim chances of becoming president. So I'm glad when people say they're not going to vote for Trump and they are going to vote for him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I want it to be to all be over, Steve.
Yes, I think I read an article or two saying that this election season has caused many people to feel sick. Well, maybe because when you feel mentally not well,
right,
that can translate into you being physically not well.
Absolutely, I can vouch for that. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm physically not well, but that's because I ended up having too much fun last night.
Which we should get into as soon as we're done ranting about the state of our republic. But which would be a good episode.
Our nation, under God. We need to take under God out of there.
Fuck you.
Leave under God in there. It's important because we're a Christian nation. No, well, actually, we're... Yeah. Everybody's an idiot.
Oh, my God.
I've been thinking more and more about it every day, and like seeing the state of like, just it always comes to traffic with me, but traffic I think is the amalgam of when people are at their worst.
I would agree with that.
And I don't even drive all that much anymore. And like even when I'm in traffic on the bus, it's just like, God damn it, for Christ's sake. If there was like more people on, the bus the last couple of days was pretty full, so I'm like, it's good, but there should be more of these buses,
right,
and less of you idiots driving by yourself in your enormous vehicle.
And yet, if the infrastructure isn't there, on Tuesday I went, which maybe we'll talk about it. I went to an event in Central Square. No, yeah, Central Square in Cambridge, and I just walked. I walked from where I was in Porter Square. I walked, which is a long walk, but
to Central Square, it's not that long.
Yeah, but I'm glad. Wait, am I getting the squares right?
Central Square is getting
closer,
local for you.
Is it close Central, closer to the river? Is that between Harvard and
the Kendall is closer to the...
Yeah, but it's Central between Harvard and Kendall.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so Central. Yeah, it's not that long a walk, but it's a long enough walk, and I'm glad that I did. To get back to the point, to your commuting point, because that day, Tuesday, there was a huge collapse of something was going wrong on the Red Line. I think it was the Red Line in Cambridge and Boston, and I don't know. I mean, if they aren't getting the money to keep the things running, then
how are they not getting the money? Like, there's so many people on the trains every day.
I don't know.
How are they like they need to figure it out. Like, they need to, because like we need public transportation. It is important.
Yes.
To a large, we're not super big as far as cities go. I mean, Boston is I'd say is on the I don't know, in the middle.
Yeah, it's
big
it's
city.
Middle
it's not New York. It's not Los Angeles. It's not Chicago, but it's a city.
Right.
And it's definitely bigger than Concord, New Hampshire.
It is that.
And Manchester, New Hampshire, and Portland, Maine, and bunches of other cities.
It's like you could just keep shitting on New Hampshire there.
Yeah.
It's bigger
Burlington,
than,
Vermont.
It's bigger than Conway, New Hampshire.
That's not a city at all.
It's a little city.
Is it?
No, I mean it's a bustling community around the school vacations. In fact, it's such a bustling community around school vacations in Massachusetts that Conway, my nephew, goes to school in the Conway school system. He has all the same school holidays as my kids who live in Massachusetts because they line up their vacations with
the Massachusetts vacations to get all the
high
tourists.
school kids to be able to work at the touristy places. And,
Well, that's good. I mean, that's the kind of jobs like kids in high school should have.
Right.
But the thing is, like, with the economic downturn the last 10 years or so, those jobs that should have been taken up by kids that were in high school just saving for college or whatever, or a car or whatever the fuck else they were saving, heroin. Saving up for whatever, those jobs are being taken by people that have been displaced, that used to have good jobs.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing. But yeah, I mean, back to public transport.
Yeah.
Like, there need to be more people on it. There need to be more people. There need to... fucking Friday. It was pretty rainy out, right?
Yes.
I got to the bus stop early.
Right.
And I was standing there with my umbrella and just waiting for the train or for the bus, and it never showed. Well, it showed only a half an hour later. And I'm like, is the bus always late, or is it only on days where it's fucking pouring rain out?
Do you have like one of those little nothing?
Well, if I had gone to the other stop, yes. But if I had gone to the other stop, which was the one I was going to, because I went to the one in the center, that's basically pretty early on the route, so you can get a seat.
Yeah,
that's why I started going to that one as opposed to the one which is the last one before you get on the highway.
Yeah.
And so if I had gone there, I would have been more dry,
right.
I guess. But I also would have been standing on the bus
the entire time. Yeah,
because like the bus was late, so therefore more people showed up at the bus stop, and then it was basically right before the next bus was supposed to show up. Yeah. This one did, and we were like,
but for all its problems, if you can get a seat, I found public transportation when I took it to be great, I don't know, the Boston Express, which I used to take out of Nashua, New Hampshire. I don't know if that's considered public transportation. I think it's a private company, but things like that, I think are great if you can make them match up with your schedule, which I couldn't anymore, which is why I drive. But
you take a wacky route.
I do take a wacky, as we talked about last time, right?
Well, I imagine like going through the byways of
our fair nation,
of our particular region.
Yeah,
especially this time of year is nice.
It is nice scenic.
As much as I complain, there are good things that happen every once in a while, and I do like to point them out.
And as with all the bad things, those will all stop when President Trump is elected in 9 days, because emails matter more than lives. Emails matter more.
No, but like because of the traffic and the
charges?
idiots and the blah blah blah. It just I'm because like there are people that listen to or watch Fox News or maybe even on the other side that or MSNBC or whatever.
Yeah.
That are believe things just that people say on television and on the radio and whatnot, and
or on podcasts,
and like we could say things that are total bullshit, and I'm glad that we have an email later. But I mean, it's not something that we said that was wrong. It was just us being dumb.
Yeah.
But at least we have people out there in the world that call us on our stupid bullshit, and we as people that respect our listeners. That we'll read those emails and say that we are assholes for being dumb or whatever.
Our problem.
But the thing is, like most people are just like a Rush Limbaugh who just spew out facts that aren't true.
Yeah.
But because he said them, it's like people just start believing them.
In Rush, I trust.
they just become true, and I'm just like, what the fuck? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, there are things that are like roundly false,
right?
And like people are saying it constantly,
and that reinforcement gets to be.
But the thing is, like, people. So therefore, the people on one side are being misinformed, and they hate the other side because of all this misinformation, and so we just are perpetually hating on each other and saying things that are maybe false about one or the other. So we basically are fucked. We can't fix this. There is no way of fixing this. I don't think anymore. I think we just need to start working on artificial intelligence and then just let robots take over, because we had a good run, but we fucking screwed the pooch 99% of the time.
That's illegal, Steve. I don't know if you know.
I'm being.
I mean, in most.
I'm
states.
not being literal.
West Virginia, it's questionable.
What, you can fuck dogs there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can fuck a dog. You can pretty much fuck anything.
So you're just saying things like you can fuck a dog in West Virginia, and people will be like, "Oh, well, I heard it on a podcast."
I heard it on a podcast. You could, from noted internet celebrity and intellectual Christopher Clark. I heard you could fuck a dog in West Virginia.
Yeah, you probably can, but I don't know if it's legal.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do anything. It's just what happens if you get caught. I was trying to look up so I could do a better Trump impression.
You don't need to do any more Trump impressions. That's all right.
199 most Donald Trump things Donald Trump has ever said.
But the thing is, like, when the candidates are, well, I mean, I'm sure Hillary has said things that have been untrue.
Basket full of deplorables?
I don't know. There's been things that she said that have been not 100% true or partly true.
When talking to Bill Clinton.
No, stop. But and Trump is just like just says whatever is in his brain.
I've had a great relationship with the blacks. I've always had a great relationship with the blacks.
Since when? What black person has ever liked you?
A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. If I were starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black, because I believe that they do have an actual advantage.
All right, so like what I'm
saying... That was
saying...
from September 1989, by the way.
What I think is that we're done. Just let robots take over. They're way more analytical. If we're nice, maybe they'll keep us around as pets.
Yeah.
We'll make great pets. We'll make great pets.
That is not the first time that song has come up on this show, which I find to be very, very interesting. We need a wiki for wiki.
Of how many times we reference weird 90s songs.
Yeah. Everything. We need, because it would be really super helpful for me. I mean, the show notes are great, and
because you write them.
if I do say so myself. No, but there are times when I'm like, all right, I want to do the show note for this week, and I'm like, when did we talk about that thing? And sometimes I can't find them all, so it'd be good to know.
So, speaking of how the world is fucked, I think that maybe there are time travelers out there that are causing these things to happen. And
you think so? Little blips in the universe.
Yeah, I think there's like little little things that are being changed. Like, all right, so I was watching The Angry Video Game Nerd recently, and his most recent episode usually does a special one for Halloween. He's done a bunch of the Castlevania games, and then he did what the fuck did he do? He did Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, or whatever, which is an insanely hard game. Ghouls and Ghosts was the one for Super Nintendo, which was. It's one of those launch titles, I don't think it was a launch title, but I think it came out very shortly after the launch of the system. Yeah. That was just an exceptional game right out of the gate, and just like used all the Mode 7 crap that they had, capabilities they had on the Super Nintendo and all that stuff. And it was just like an insane game. But that game and its predecessor, Ghosts and Goblins, basically you have to play the game, which is really difficult to begin with, from start to finish. Yeah, and then you have to beat the game, and then they were like, "Oh, sorry, you need to go and play the game again from start to finish and get this item and kill the final boss with this particular item or else you have to do it again.
Fuck you.
So
No,
it's
I don't
just.
like that. I don't like games like that.
But yeah, this year he did the Berenstain Bears.
Oh yeah, the Berenstain Bears.
So, all right, we both did something there.
We did. I mean, the Berenstain Bears. That's what I remember.
So, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I had a bunch of the books and whatnot, and I was fairly certain, and as was James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd,
Yeah.
that they were called the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, the Berenstain Bears.
But in fact, they are
I'm getting a little headache here. It's like somebody's messing with my brain.
in fact called the Berenstain Bears. There's an A, not an E.
No, Steve. They're the Berenstain Bears.
No. So if you look at the internet and any other, place, there it will be listed as Berenstain Bears. You're going to look it up. So
look it up.
the fact that, myself, Mr. Angry Video Game Nerd himself,
Berenstain. What? No, Steen. Why am I'm typing the wrong? I'm typing the wrong thing. It's like it's happening right now. I don't.
people of our age, like
Berenstain.
almost every single one of us had at least one of these books, just because they were just. I think it was something that your parents were trying to teach you to do. I remember I had too much TV because apparently I watched too much TV.
Yeah.
And the world has not changed. I still watch a lot of television. And I think it was the messy room. I think my mother was obsessed with me having a clean room, which her standards for clean rooms were a little bit higher than most, I think.
Yeah.
And so I remember going into my room after school one day and finding every possession I had was in a garbage bag my mother was ready to throw out the window. So apparently I needed to clean up my room. But yeah, I got these to clean up my room, the other ones or whatever, and then the too much TV and whatnot, and I remember it being Berenstain, but apparently it's been Berenstain all along, which makes me think that there's a time traveler out there that went back and switched something up, like in history, that made it so their name, the people, I mean, it was written by Jan and Stan Berenstain, and somewhere in history something got fucked up, and then their name, like maybe coming to Ellis Island or something like that, got changed to Berenstain instead of Berenstein, and now we have the Berenstain Bears.
It's the Berenstain Bears, Steve. And I've got to tell you that every time I see Berenstain on a book that I'm reading to my children at bedtime, spooky. Every time I see Berenstain on the book, Berenstain sounds like a minor villain in the Marvel Comics universe. There's Baron Mordo and Baron
Zemo.
Berenstain. What is his superpower? He can get rid of the stains on your.
He causes stains. If he's a villain, he's not going to get rid of your stains.
But I would say that his secret origin is that he was a tailor, or he's a tailor's apprentice, and that he could get out the stains, but nobody appreciated him. And then he realized that he could use his power in reverse. And therefore, he started causing the stains.
Did he create a stain ray?
A stain ray, absolutely. As a stain ray, he
I'm Berenstain.
And he targeted the crotches of famous superheroes so that they would then look like, especially in the 1940s and in the 1950s, when there was that big controversy about them being child molesters, all the superheroes. That's why they had the sidekicks. So that's when Berenstain was around. I think that is.
There was a controversy in the 40s and 50s.
Frederick Wortham, look it up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Or you could just tell me right now.
There was and this is...
You don't have to tell me all about it. Give me the Cliff's Notes version.
It was dramatized in The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, a novel by Michael Chabon.
I don't read.
1940s, 1950s or so, as they got out of the war, and there was the fears of communism and all of that. It kind of went all hand in hand. There was a theory that... comic book superheroes were turning young boys into homosexuals. I'm probably oversimplifying or maybe going a little outside the theory, and that proof of this was in things like all of the male superheroes having young male sidekicks. So Captain America had Bucky, Batman had Robin, everybody had a young male sidekick. And this was seen as a front for homosexuality and other bad things. So I think Baron Stain was around during
During that time, they were just making stains.
And then I think Baron Stain
on Robin,
similar to the stains on Batman. Yeah, stains on Robin probably. That's
on his butt.
Yeah, on his butt. That I think. Then of course the 60s came along, and that whole thing kind of went away, except for the Comics Code Authority, that little white box that indicated nothing bad was happening here. But I have a theory, Steve. This is going to tie it all back together.
Okay.
I think Baron Stain learned the secrets of time travel from his cousin Baron Zemo, because I think Baron Zemo is a time traveler in the Marvel Comics universe, as I recall. I might be wrong about that. But Baron Stain learns the secrets of time travel, and then he decides he is going to fuck with children's book authors, and he's going to go back and he's going to tempt them to change their name. And he's going to fuck with all of us by changing Baron Steen into Baron Stain, and that is the greatest trick the devil ever played.
I don't. I mean, it's a total cromulent theory.
Cromulent.
Yes.
That is a fancy word there, Mr. Woodbury. What would you care to define cromulent? Would you care to spell that and then use it in a sentence?
No.
You're not going to win the spelling bee.
I would never have won the spelling bee. I think I lost the spelling bee on the very early rounds on a very simple word back
chrysanthemum?
in. Oh yeah, simple word like chrysanthemum. I can't even say it.
I'm trying to remember. That's the one. That's like the cliche one that people fail out on in like the even the smart kids like who have been doing great in the spelling bee. They fail out on that. I think because Baron Stain has come back and changed the word of the spelling of the word chrysanthemum in the middle of the spelling bee.
Right. No, but like seriously, like why is it that like a collective consciousness remembers something one way and then it turns out to be something else?
I don't know.
Are you reading an article about it?
Well, I'm looking to see if there's anything. No, this is basically just reiterating
everything I just said.
Everything you just said. So I'm looking to see if there's.
I didn't even read the article.
Any color context that's the Mandela effect. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's just one of the many examples of this ENA mishap. This, according to the AV Club, is just one of the many examples of a phenomenon called the Mandela effect, in which a large group of people all misremember the same detail. For instance, plenty of people are certain Nelson Mandela died in a jail cell in the 1980s, that New Zealand is north of Australia, and that chartreuse is something other than yellow-green. Of course, these glitches in the matrix can also be explained another way. Human memory is faulty, but sometimes it's easier for people to assume the whole universe is wrong rather than accept the idea that they might well be.
No, but like, how could everybody be wrong?
I have to say, New Zealand is north of Australia, isn't it?
Yeah. Did that change?
This is what this is saying. I gotta fucking.
Are we getting? Are we getting punked?
I gotta. Okay, New Zealand. New Zealand. Show me New Zealand.
Now more geography fucking...
Holy shit!
Where is it?
New Zealand is south of Australia.
Oh, I thought it was this up here.
What the...
Leo's gonna have a fucking field day.
What the fuck? No! New Zealand is north of... What is going on? No, this is... We are being fucked with. We are being fucked with.
Has there been continental drift while I wasn't looking?
I don't get it.
Let's read the email because I think it fits really well into our bad geography.
You're not going to say it.
Nope.
That's one of those hidden things.
I'm hungover.
That's one of those things from like season 1 of Horribly Off Topic that doesn't get taken out of the closet all that much anymore. And when it does, I think you have to get yourself drunk. That's if we're playing the drinking game. If Steve actually ever says the words Foley artist again, when I say it, it doesn't count. But if you ever hear Steve say Foley artist after I do this, you just drink everything in the house.
Yeah, instead of making a face like I normally do.
This is an email from friend of the show Leo. Subject: Truth Fairy, which was the title of our most recent episode.
So he's caught up. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Hey guys, Wyoming.
Hey guys. You'll be saying something completely different with one of these stuffed in each cheek. Fluffy puff marshmallows.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Wyoming.
It'll make you shiver with flavor. Shiver with flavor.
The equality state. Wyoming.
Oh.
State bird, the western meadowlark. State mammal, the American bison. State dinosaur, the triceratops. Wyoming. Home to Yellowstone, and I'm going to mispronounce this, Grand
Teton.
Grand Teton National Parks, Jackson Pollock, and freaking Buffalo Bill Cody. Buffalo Bill Cody. The state you were looking for is fucking Wyoming.
What was the candy that they liked?
I don't remember. What was the candy that
I don't
they
remember the candy. How the hell am I going to remember the state that looks exactly like all the states around it, Leo? Jesus Christ.
God.
I didn't even look at the goddamn map.
Now I got to look it up. All right. Let me see if I can find the map
candy
again.
article.
So anyway, also, Chris, can I request that you isolate the soundbite where Steve says Starburst after... Hold on. You mean...
Starburst? Is that
that was not the bit, but maybe I'll have to put it in here I stopped the email for a second here and say that after I got this message from Leo, I spent like 2 or 3 hours searching for an iOS app with a sound that was a soundboard app so that I could do things just like that, because I think that's got to become a part. We're already
is that the octave I hit? Starburst.
We're kind of already a morning zoo that's done in the afternoon. So what we need to complete this is a soundboard.
Yeah, right.
So can I request that you isolate this back to the Leo? Can I request that you isolate the soundbite where Steve says Starburst after learning that it's
Starburns?
that it is Massachusetts' favorite Halloween candy. He hits an octave there not heard since Howard Dean in the 2004 Iowa caucus.
Ah!
You're taking
Starburst!
taking all the fun out of it. Or you taking all the work out of it for me, because now I can
you have so many to pick from.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, but I mean, I don't have to go look up Howard Dean making that sound.
We're going to go to Wyoming. We're going to eat Starburst.
Oh, do you have anything to say about that email and about your high note in particular?
He's right that we didn't know it was Wyoming. But the thing is, like, it's hard for me to know facts about a place I've never been. I've never been to Wyoming.
Yeah.
I don't think. Jesus Christ, is it on the way back from Colorado?
No,
Colorado's closer.
Is Wyoming candy corn? Was that what it was?
I think that's probably why.
Yeah, right below Montana and beside Idaho.
Yeah,
Wyoming. Yeah, that makes sense. That's where
we knew the ones around it. Jesus Christ,
give us some credit.
It's a fucking square like the ones around it.
Oh my lord. No, we're stupid. I don't think there's any denying that. Earlier you mentioned, well, I don't know. I don't want to move on too quickly.
That's fine.
We talked about the Berenstein Bears.
Didn't we have an email from Matt a couple of weeks ago?
We had an email from Matt, but it was more of I thought it was more
inside
of
joke.
I don't know. I don't think it was a read it on the show email. Now you got me.
Whatever. Don't worry about it. We got your email, Matt. We'll read the next one. How about that?
Yeah. Well, it's. He asked for a copy of Brian's rant on generations, which I
forwarded
to him.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
And then he suggested a topic which we never did quite get to, which I could bring it up here.
I don't remember what it was.
So his suggestion was, if you were looking for a fun topic to discuss and then lose track of, why not speculate a time in our country's history that Donald is referring to bring us back to its greatness? Pre-civil rights, pre-AIDS epidemic, pre-vaccinations, pre-antitrust, pre-social security.
I think
Irish
pre-vaccinations.
immigrants. Oh yeah,
pre-vaccinations.
Jill Stein would like that too.
No, I mean, because there's just way too many people, and if we didn't have vaccines, we would be probably a whole bunch of us would have died a long time ago.
Probably.
That's just that's
Only the shitty ones, though.
That's where I'm at, though. Like, I'm like, oh, well, when I hear about tragedies now, I'm not upset about them anymore. It doesn't make, I don't know, it doesn't tug at my heartstrings anymore because I'm sick of like humanity.
Yeah. The concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese in order to make U.S. manufacturing non-competitive.
Right.
I have black guys counting my money. I hate it. The only guys I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes all day.
Oh, because he likes. Oh, yeah. He likes the Jews.
Oh my God.
He's a great guy.
Who the fuck knows?
All right. So what are we going?
Who knows how much the Japs will pay for Manhattan property these days?
I think he's wrong with it's the Chinese that are buying a lot of the thing right now. Or was that?
That was 1989.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Chinese are just buying everything in the Pacific Northwest, and they're causing that bubble to be about to burst. And it just burst up in Vancouver because like the Chinese were buying lots of vacation homes there, and then the Canadian government was like, nah, we're gonna put a crazy high tax on foreign investors buying homes here. And that sort of, it popped the bubble because it had to be popped because the housing prices were like ridiculous. Yeah. Which is what's happening again.
Right.
And the documentary I watched, basically, I forget what the hell what it was called. But it was basically Alan Green's band fucked us, and basically by not raising interest rates. Like, because by keeping interest rates low, like people that basically fueled more home buying,
right,
and therefore made it that like the housing prices be doubled, maybe even tripled what they should be because the interest rates were so low. But if you look at it, like as far as like how much you're going to be paying, if they had eventually raised the interest rates,
right,
and the prices had gone back down. If you have a decent amount for a down payment, you could possibly be paying less on your mortgage on the higher interest rate because you have less money, as far as the amount of money that you've taken out for the loan.
Yeah,
you have less money, and so therefore, it could very well be that you are paying less for your mortgage with a higher interest rate because you owe less on the house.
Right. Okay. Got it. What was the name of that documentary?
I forget what the fuck it was called, but like he just kept on doing it, and that caused the housing market like problem because like if he had just raised the interest rates, like the housing prices would have gone down because less people would be buying them,
right,
and things would have tapered off instead of just being like, we're gonna go to the highest point ever, and then boom, and then like it went down to like literally zero, rebounded a little bit, but then everybody was out of a job, so it went scorching back down until like 2011, I think was the lowest point.
But that's where we get it back to. That's where America was great.
No, we're getting back to there. We're getting back to 2008,
just in time for President Trump.
Yeah. But like whoever the chairman of the Fed is now, I don't know if it's Ben Bernanke or somebody else, but these fucking morons that are supposed to be helping us from financial disaster are causing financial disaster.
It's Democrats.
It's Republicans. It's everybody. Everybody's fucking in on it. We need to burn it down.
I'll tell you this much, Steve. I'll tell you this much. I cherish women.
Stop it with the Trump
I want to help women. I'm going to be able to do things for women that no other candidate would be able to do.
Like what? Grope them?
I've never had any trouble in bed.
Oh, right.
Oh my God.
Why would he even say that?
That was 1990.
Who was he talking to?
That was Surviving at the Top. Sounds like it was a book, possibly.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm blah blah blah. Humanity's fucked. I'm getting more and more on that
train.
So yeah, what else did you have like on the list besides Trump quotes? So we could get off me. Get
off you. Like Papa
not
Smurf.
Literally. Come on.
Like Papa Smurf getting off. No, like Smurfette getting off Papa Smurf. Got to go back to where that was way back at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, so-
What else was on the list? Halloween, poetry reading for Chris, Steve's Saturday party, early voting fears of Chris, and email. So we've crossed off. You
have to read them all.
A couple of those. I know I didn't, but I'm feeling very.
Well, Halloween's tomorrow.
Halloween is tomorrow.
Well,
or
technically,
today,
yeah,
when this show arrives on the scene.
So it'll be the Spooktacular special,
Whoa.
where we talk about Halloween for 5 seconds at the end.
Well, we talked about Halloween candy last time.
Yes, but the thing is, like, I don't know. Halloween's tomorrow, so we got our bowl. Hopefully, we'll get some trick or treaters because we weren't home last year. So
right. Oh, I was gonna ask you
we
that.
put the bowl out, and no one took any candy, or at least no one came up to our floor or something, or maybe there wasn't a lot of kids in the.
Kids don't like to climb stairs, Steve.
There's an elevator.
But there's a lot of kids, and there's only one elevator. Maybe they all like kind of petered out at the.
I don't think anybody likes to climb stairs. I'm just like, you come up on a stairwell.
What's next? The door master. I open the door. I close the door. The chair master. I sit down. I get up. I sit down. I get up.
All right, there. That's several drinks because just do the whole album one time.
I love to smoke.
We'll do that on our third anniversary. Chris just does the entire No Cure for Cancer album.
Can we please? I'll start with Asshole. I get a little ukulele and I'll do a live performance of
Asshole.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get
no.
Hot pink with whale-skin hubcaps.
I thought it was an all whale skin.
An
interior.
all leather cow interior and big brown baby seal eyes for headlights. Yeah.
Yep, he's an asshole. I want some coffee-flavored coffee.
When I'm done sucking down those greaseball burgers, I'm gonna no stop.
Yeah, seriously. But
Halloween, so nobody came last time, but you're gonna be here this time.
Well, we don't know. I mean, I imagine somebody took some of the candy, but there was a considerable amount of candy still in the bowl, and I thought it was gonna be empty. Like I guess there was no quote unquote punk teenagers.
Oh, okay.
To just take the bowl and dump it into their pillow sack or whatever.
Punk teenagers do account for most of the candy consumption on Halloween these days, I think.
Well, the thing is, like, I remember when I would do the old trick-or-treats, like, when I was older in high school or whatever, when you probably shouldn't have been doing it. Like, when people are saying, aren't you boys a little bit old for us even saying, aren't you a little bit old to be doing this? Maybe we should have stopped. But, I was still a minor technically when I was doing it. I would never did it when I was 18.
See, I was going to ask you that because my memory of when I stopped trick-or-treating was on Halloween or on the day trick-or-treating was happening this particular year, I had rode my bike to my friend Ben's house.
Ben Dover?
No. And I was late coming back, and I'm pretty sure that my parents grounded me on Halloween, and I don't know that I had a costume, so a lot of memories are kind of mixed up here, but my recollection is I could have gone trick-or-treating for like a final time, but instead I got grounded for being late coming back from my friend's house, and then I never went trick-or-treating again until I had my own kids.
Well, oh well. Do you get candy too when you go trick-or-treating?
No,
it's like
my kids get so damn much that
you just have theirs.
I just have theirs. Until there's nothing left but Tootsie Rolls and candy corn in the bottom of the bowl.
I would have
throw it all out.
As a responsible parent, I would have thrown out the candy corn.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe nobody gives candy corn. But the Tootsie Rolls, usually what it comes down to is there's nothing but Tootsie Rolls and like an odd Laffy Taffy that nobody wants and some whack-ass flavor, and that just all goes in the garbage.
Yeah, I love the whack-ass flavor.
The whack-ass flavors of Laffy Taffy.
No, it's literally, it's Laffy Taffy and it's whack-ass.
Whack-ass.
Tastes just like whack-ass. What the fuck? Oh yeah, but like I remember like we would just go out and we'd be out a little bit later, like not like really late, like maybe like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
After the little kids are all done, and then we just go to doors and basically they'd be like, "All right, you're the last ones."
Yeah, right in the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we got like I remember that
half in the bag.
Half in the bag. Fuck movies. I remember the last year we did it. I had like my pillowcase was full.
Yeah. Do you remember what you were dressed as?
I think I just had a gorilla mask on. no other costume elements.
Because teenagers try really hard.
Yeah, but
especially Generation X teenagers.
Oh my god.
Slacker. I'm a slacker in a gorilla mask. I'm a slacker gorilla.
Yeah, I think it was.
Slackrilla.
I think it was Dan and Will that were along with me that time, and I don't think they had much of costumes either.
Yeah.
I was never much for dressing up.
Well, the things that they had back then, I've seen this meme going around that what Halloween used to be was a mask of your character and then a plastic bib explaining what your character was.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the shit that they had when we were little.
I saw something on Twitter. It was just like Philip Seymour Hoffman's character from Magnolia with like that mask, and just like it said Magnolia on the plastic like outfit thing, and I was like, that's fucking fantastic.
I see. I've only seen that one once, so I don't remember. I remember the frogs falling out of the sky. Yeah. Spoilers. But
it was just a really funny, just obscure. Well, I don't know. It's not that obscure of a film, but like it's just an obscure thing for them to have chosen to do for that. Yeah. I don't remember if it was a drawing or if it was something that somebody actually did.
I would like to dress as Philip Seymour Hoffman one of these days. I don't know which Philip Seymour Hoffman character would you dress up as for Halloween?
Brant from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, that's probably. I
Although it's just like a guy in a suit.
I wouldn't mind dressing up as his character from. Especially since I hate my body right now. His character from Boogie Nights, where he's wearing like the short, like 70s short shorts, and he's wearing a tank top that barely covers his not belly. Beer gut, but yeah, his belly. But I'd have to dye. I'd have to get like a wig.
Could I kiss you? Could I kiss you on the mouth? Stupid!
I almost deleted that movie from my hard drive yesterday. I was going through this.
Oh my god, it's so good though.
Yeah, I know.
It's such a great movie.
Because his dick is in it. Oh,
that is not the reason why that movie is great. Like everything else in that movie is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I was going through this thing where I was trying to figure out what it would cost me to take all the movies that I have that were just digitized off of DVD and buy them all in iTunes so that they wouldn't be in two separate places on my fucking Apple TV, not that I'm mad about it, and it would cost me about $1,400. So I said, you know what? Maybe I won't delete all these and I'll just keep them around and I'll be
okay. That's a great idea. Instead of spending $1,400 on things you already have.
Technically have.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, so I didn't. But Paul Thomas Anderson, who did he apparently liked Philip Seymour Hoffman. He did both Boogie Nights and Magnolia, and I liked Boogie Nights, but I think it must have been Kevin Smith or somebody around that time who just hated on Magnolia, and I decided, because I had no opinions of my own, that I hated Magnolia too. So maybe I should go back and watch it.
It's a long movie.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The characters are interesting.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah. The other one that I've heard of,
it's a hell of a lot less linear than Boogie Nights.
Yeah, I've heard Philip Seymour Hoffman in is it Schenectady or Synecdoche? I don't know, Schenectady, New York.
You know, Philip Seymour Hoffman passed away. Right?
I do.
Okay,
I know.
Didn't we talk about it on the show?
I think he might have passed away before we started the show.
Did he? No way.
He passed away in the middle of doing the second, or like the last Hunger Games movie, which has been out. Well, I mean, they filmed the two of them back to back, and
Belly to Belly.
I feel like those have been out for a while. I don't know. When did?
Oh, we got to talk about the World Series.
Dingus.
No, enough with that.
The World Series.
It is almost over.
And the Cubbies are going to lose.
I hope not. Like they could still come back.
I saw on 538 today the Cubbies have a statistically worse chance of winning the World Series than Donald Trump has of winning the presidency.
Oh, jeez.
So if the Cubbies win, I'm going to be really terrified.
But the thing is, like, I don't know. I like I said, like I think it was last week when we were talking about it. I mean, I don't have and I used to be kind of an Indians fan, but the thing is, like, when it's the Cubs and Indians, I'm like, ugh. Yeah. And then, I've been to both cities, and I very unsurprisingly had a better time in Chicago.
I don't imagine why.
I don't know. Maybe
you didn't like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or did you even go?
I was going to go, but I ended up not.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been there. I haven't been. I stopped over. No. I spent a week in Chicago, and I like Chicago. I have not been to Cleveland, so I cannot say. I don't. I saw that they won one of them, and then they lost one of them by what? Like nothing.
Yeah, 1-0. That was the one. That was the Friday night game,
Yeah.
which I watched little bits and pieces of. And then, oh wait, no, I didn't watch bits and pieces of. I watched the first 5 innings and then fell asleep on the couch, even though we had a friend over.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, we watched the first 5 innings and then we started watching Wizard People, Dear Reader.
Wizard People, Deer Eater?
Dear Reader.
Wizard People,
I've
Deer Eater.
talked about this before with you.
Okay. Right.
It's basically the first Harry Potter movie with like a narration. Brad Neely, the guy.
Oh, you have talked about that before.
Did Professor Brothers in
Yeah.
China, Illinois. He does basically he narrates the entire film over the film,
I remember.
and it's
Yes, you have talked
fantastic,
about
and
that.
you should watch it.
Wizard People, Deer Eater?
I don't know if there's anything. I forget if there's anything inappropriate, so it may be something you could watch with the kids.
Philip Seymour Hoffman died in February of 2014.
Oh, wait,
so he died before we started the show. Just so you know.
Really?
Yeah, a few months before. We might have talked about it. I mean, we might have talked about it when we talked about Robin Williams, which was like right as we started the show,
But
way back when.
yeah, I don't know. Blur. How much time we got?
Yeah, 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
And
All right. Well,
10 seconds.
But yeah, we had a little party last night, and I snuck the World Series on the TV.
Yeah.
Like about halfway. Well, it was Becky orchestrated a grand murder mystery Halloween party.
Who done it?
I forget.
Was
who
it you?
was. It was whoever our friend Katie was playing.
Oh, okay. Colonel Mustard.
Yes, it was Colonel Mustard in the foyer with
Is that what you...
with a candy apple.
I'm looking over there. I'm like, I guess that's a foyer.
Right.
Right there by your... I mean, there's a wall that comes out. I should get closer to the mic while I explain it. There's a little wall that comes out between the doorway and your kitchen. That's technically a foyer. I mean, there's not. It's not a fully enclosed room, but
Right.
I mean,
it doesn't matter, Chris.
Colonel Mustard in the foyer.
So yeah, it was. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Everybody was. I was bad at being in my character.
Why were you bad, Steve?
I didn't read up on it beforehand, which I should have. I was bad, but everybody still had a good time, and we did a little quiz and like movie quiz and some other stuff, and it was fun. And after the murder mystery part was over, I snuck the World Series onto the television.
And I imagine the Cubbies lost, right?
Yes, they lost last night 7-2, 7-3, something like that.
So what is it, 3-1?
Yes, 3-1 Indians. They're playing one more. Well, they might just have to play the one more, but the last one here is going to be in Chicago, and if the Cubs do win, it'll go back to Cleveland for 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe 1 again.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, but it'll be cool for Cleveland to win. I mean, that city definitely needs it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, they just won the NBA champs last year, and in fact, they were putting up their championship banner across the street from I forget what the hell it's called. It used to be Jacobs Field, and now it's a bank arena.
Bank Field,
and they're like right across the street from each other. It's weird. That is always weird to me because in Boston, in the general area, our sports, or where the sports take place,
right?
Except for because like the Bruins and the Celtics play at the Garden.
Yeah.
They play at the same place, but like Fenway Park's not really that close to the Garden,
right?
And then obviously the Patriots don't even play in Boston; they're out in Foxborough,
right?
Yeah. And that's also where the Revolution plays.
Right. Yeah. It's a little weird. But,
but like in Philly, when I was there, like
those are right across the street. Right?
They're all in one little cluster.
Park. Okay.
Like so like I imagine October is a little nasty for if or the end of the season for the Phillies is probably shitty for their fans because the Eagles are going to be taking center stage.
Right. Yeah.
But they also have where the 76ers play. Like right in the same little area, and so like in Cleveland, like they have the basketball, where they have the basketball, and across the street is the baseball field. So
It's because it's the same guy that's manipulating the space-time continuum is also playing Sim City with us, and they've just decided it would make more sense to put all the sports stadiums over in that one corner, maximize profit or water lines or
I imagine it would be better to put them in the center of the city.
well, wherever you put them to cluster them together.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense because just for logistics of parking.
It's fine, spoil it. You were probably better at Sim City than me, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, well, I don't think you had to build parking lots in SimCity.
I don't know. You probably didn't. No, but you did get little traffic jams depending on.
Yeah, that's why you need lots of public transport.
Yeah,
you need to start off square one.
There's what the fuck? Go ahead. Sorry. There's a fucking game that came out that somebody explained that said I should get it, and the game is it's public transit. The whole thing is, can you design an effective public transit system? And
have you been playing it?
I have not been playing it, but it's on my wish list. What the fuck is it called? Mini Metro. It's $5, and the whole thing is just, can you design an effective? I'm showing Steve. I'll put the link in the show notes.
It looks sort of like the way they have the map set up for the MBTA.
Yeah, it's like, can you put in enough to keep people going, and it uses little symbols and stuff to let you know where your high traffic whatnots are.
Well, that's cool.
I'll put that in the show notes. When we can wrap up anytime you want.
Well, let's wrap up then.
We're right at.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for supper.
Ready.
I imagine you are too.
Yes. So the show notes for this episode, they can be found at found at clarkwoods.com/hot/118. That's for 118. And if you have anything to say to us about everything we got right on this episode and how we're amazing human beings, you can send that email to hot@clarkwoods.com. Or you can send us a tweet.
Yes.
I am at ECC1977.
And I am at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday, IS Loser, all one word. And I'm also at...
Bringing it full circle.
At OPTC Spam 69 if you want to follow all my transponder snail emails.
You're missing a lot if you're not following the transponder.
You're missing a lot of them, at least 5 a day. I tweet way more from that account than I do from my regular account.
Oh, because, it's just, I had something. Go Cubbies.
Go Cubbies and go Cleveland, I guess, too.